we got to talk about it, and we give you the opportunity to rant and vent a little bit here about the Pittsburgh Steelers and some of the decisions that are being made. Look, you're obviously a huge fan. You've been a fan. You're from that area in Pennsylvania. So you come by it honest. So look, you can speak to it much more educatedly and eloquently than I would be able to. So, I'm going to give you the floor here to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, what you've seen and what your thoughts are.
Well, I haven't seen anything at this point. So for one, how we've won 2 games is really, it's amazing. I mean, it's an absolute, insane that this team has won 2 games at this point this year. They're averaging 15 points a game, which is now dead last because the Broncos scored more points. So we were ahead of the Broncos, and now we're dead last. 15 points a game. Wow, dude! They threw up a stat on Sunday, and I don't know if you got to see it, but they threw up a stat. Philadelphia in the second quarter has outscored Pittsburgh the entire season.
Wait, you're saying that the Philadelphia Eagles have scored more points in the second quarter alone of games they played this season than the Steelers have scored in the entire game of all games they've played in for the entire season?
Unfortunately, that is exactly what I'm telling you. Yeah, it was, oh my gosh, at that point it was like 100 and because we scored 13. So like 107 to like 126 or something like that.
That's
I think
incredible.
Because apparently Philly only scores in the second quarter, but they literally had outscored them in the second quarter alone. So at that point, what are we? 6 games, so 6 quarters and to 36 quarters. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think they had said essentially like a game and a half of football to the Steelers. At that point, I guess that would have been, 5 games,
6 or 7 games,
6 games, 6 games, 7 games.
Yeah. 7.
So in a game and a half, they had outscored Pittsburgh in 7, what Pittsburgh had scored in 7 games. Yeah.
Dude, that is pretty hard to believe.
It's just unbelievable. And this starts top down. I mean, first off, I love the dude. I think he's an amazing human being, but Najee Harris was a luxury pick that the Steelers did not have the luxury to pick. When you needed offensive line, when you needed, you had, Landon Dickerson out there. There's so many different places you could have gone with that line, and you decided that you're going to take Najee Harris, who is really, perfectly honest, is being outplayed right now by Jaylen Warren, who was an undrafted free agent.
Wow.
The way Jaylen Warren runs the ball, you're like, I don't know what Najee's doing. I don't know if he's just pressing too hard. First off, it's not really his fault. I mean, they're putting him in a position where it's, first down, hand the ball off. And they all know that it's coming. That's the thing. They all know that it's coming. They know what's going on. They know what's going to happen here. And it's just, it's terrible, man. It's just, but
it's hard to believe. It's really hard to understand. How is an undrafted free agent running better than Najee Harris? It's the same offensive line. It's the same offensive scheme. It's the same game plan. Why would that be happening? And then obviously I know you guys are still really sorting through some things at the quarterback position. A lot of unknowns, I think, as it pertains to that.
So here's the thing. As much as I said, and gosh, there's probably going to be some bias in here, of course. But when I watch Kenny Pickett play, I look at him and I say, he gets it. Like, he understands it. He's a gamer. He stands in there. He and sometimes he puts himself in bad spots, but the teams are the team's putting him in a bad position. That's the thing. I mean, we had that game, not one. I mean, there was never a point in that time yesterday that I thought, okay, we got a chance, but they had it tight. They had it close. We drive down. We had a backup kicker in, and we managed to get it down, kick a field goal, and get it within probably 10 points at halftime. And you're like, all right, I feel
within striking distance.
I feel pretty decent about that. And then the second quarter happens, or second half happens, and it just all completely goes downhill from there. And Matt Canada should be fired. And I'm not the only one who thinks this, of course.
No, definitely not.
There's no reason at all this guy should be here. You have George Pickens, who I swear the only routes he calls for George Pickens is sideline one-handed acrobatic catches, because that's all you throw to him.
Yeah.
There's no middle of the field. I think they're allergic to the middle of the field. Like it's like the floor is lava, and apparently that's the middle of the field. There's no over the middle of the field catches. I am
that's tough.
Listen to this. Okay. I got so many stats here I got to throw up here that just make you sick. Distances of the Steelers, 10 offensive touchdowns this season. 8 yards is the longest.
Wow.
1-8-5, 1-1, 2, 6, 6, 7, and 1.
Wow.
That's the longest touchdown passes they've had this year.
Wow. So there's not pushing the ball downfield effectively at all.
No, they're all these bubble screens. They're all these, just short little outs. And it's like, are you afraid to let him throw the ball down the field? Like,
right.
But they weren't letting Trubisky do it either. So I don't know. I just can't imagine that Mike Tomlin is just telling Matt Canada, like, dude, just do whatever you want to do. Like, I'll just worry about other stuff. Let me just work on my Tomlinisms, and you worry about it. Like, I assume he has to be involved in this, and he has to be looking at this.
If he's not, he should be, right? Because you're seeing this thing falling apart in real time. So I understand delegation for sure, but let's face it. I mean, when you see it's not working and not working consistently, your job as a coach is to get involved and say, okay, man, we've got to figure some things out here because it's not working, and start to, take not only responsibility, but really start to put your own fingerprints on what this thing's going to look like.
And that's exactly it. But I don't. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. Sorry, I was a little distracted because I found this and I wanted to bring this up. This was Sunday. This is the position you're putting your rookie quarterback into, and a lot of this is just undisciplined. A lot of this is just terrible play calling. Generic play calling, the stuff we saw last year where it was run the ball on first down, run the ball on second down. Now you're 2nd and 6, throw the ball for 5 yards and punt, right? Yeah. That's what we saw. So listen to this. This is second down and long distance. The Steelers faced on Sunday. This is their second down, what they faced on second down. 2nd and 10, 10, 13, 7, 18, 10, 10, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 10, 9, 10, 16, 7.
How is that possible? What are you doing on first down that not only are you not gaining yardage, but you're actually oftentimes, it sounds like roughly 40% of what you said there, that they're losing yards on first down.
Yeah.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 20 that I just read there was either 2nd to 10 or more on second down. This is why you're getting killed. They they had the ball quite a while. The Steelers did. I mean, yesterday, mostly because Jalen Hurts just would throw the ball at A.J. Brown on one play.
Right. Just instant score. And
the same exact play 3 times in a row. And we get the ball back. But this is what you're putting your rookie quarterback into. How do you, how do you look at him and how do you say, yeah, dude, sorry.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing. It is embarrassing. And I think he has it. I think he has the moxie. But let me tell you, so did David Carr.
Mm-hmm.
So did he when he first came out.
Yeah.
And you saw how quickly this dude lost it because he was put in those positions where he was being sacked all the time. Man, they were just all over this dude. And here's the thing. Here's the guy that was all over him was Javon Hargrave, who was a Pittsburgh Steeler, who we let go because we wanted to re-sign Stephon Tuitt, and we didn't have any space. 3 sacks all over the field. I mean, Javon, he was just a game wrecker. And I'm sure there was a little extra to that that we let him go. I had a buddy when he first he's an Eagles fan and was like, hey, what do you know about this guy? I was like, dude, he's going to be fantastic. And he was hurt a little bit, but I'm telling you, he was a game wrecker. What we need, because we don't have anyone on that line outside of Cam Hayward. And you got Highsmith on the end, he's top 5 in sacks right now, but a lot of that is coming because of TJ Watt and how one person can make a difference. The Steelers have probably the highest paid defense right now in the whole entire league. And this is the garbage that they're putting up. They're giving up, I want to say probably pushing 25 points a game. And it's an absolute mess. This is a bye week this week. This should be the time that ownership says to Tomlin, you have to make a change. You have to do something different. And first thing to go should be Matt Canada. I argue that Teryl Austin should be let go, and they should promote Brian Flores to DC. And Tomlin needs to take over play calling duties or find someone else who can do it. I don't know. I don't know who can do it. To be honest, I'm not even sure he is capable of calling the plays. But that's where it needs to start. But that has to start from the top. They have to say, you don't have a choice. Yeah. You've been here. This carte blanche stuff is over. Like it's time. This is embarrassing. We're the Pittsburgh freaking Steelers. Our season is over at this point. We're sitting at 2-6. We're ready to make a top 3 draft pick right now.
Wow.
The last time we drafted, I think it was 8th, was when we took Plaxico Burress. How many years ago was that?
Oh my God.
That was the last
early to mid 90s or something. I mean, that's been a long time ago.
Yeah, probably early 2000s.
Wow.
2007, 8, maybe something like that. I mean, it was. That's how long it's been. I texted you guys like I don't know. I don't know how other teams. I don't know how other fans deal with this. Like, what do you do when your season's over this early?
Plaxico Burress was drafted in the 2000 draft.
2000 draft.
22 years ago.
That was the highest draft pick we've had. And I don't know. Like, what did Cleveland fans do? What did the Jets fans do? What do you do with yourself? Do you take up a hobby? Do you
start crocheting?
Yeah. I'm going to start going on like fall walks with my wife. Like, I don't know.
Go to a pumpkin patch. We're going to candy apples this weekend.
Got a big day ahead of us. You got to watch football? I don't know. I don't know if we'll have time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah. I just don't know. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, and then I don't know if I want them to do any better. Like, do I want them to finish 500?
Right.
I don't know what good's that going to do. I mean, I don't know. Is that good for the psyche of the team? I don't care. Honestly, figure out an injury for Minka.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make up something. I don't care. set him out the rest of the year, and then tell us TJ had a setback and you're just going to put him on IR and just let it go, you know, and don't be afraid at this point. If you put Kenny Pickett in every single situation, because you already have, but put him in, throw him in the fire. Let's figure it out, because you know what? There are a ton of quarterbacks that are coming out in this draft.
Sure are. This is a quarterback-heavy draft.
And if he
Some
can,
big names.
That's what I would love to see, progression from him to where you're like, we're good at quarterback, and then, still lose the games out. This is terrible. I don't even talk like this as a Steeler fan. This is sacrilege. Yeah. But lose the games out, get that number 1, number 2 draft pick, and then sit there and wait for the phone to ring for some desperate QB needy team to come up, and then you start building your team up from the draft. I mean, that's about the only thing I can do. And if your first eight of your 9 picks aren't offensive linemen, then you fire the guy and you bring someone else in. Because I mean, at this point, this is what you need. You need, you're going to beef up that offensive line. You need to beef up that defensive line. And the fact that we've neglected it, I mean, and we were a little rich there for a while at that position, and it was nothing we ever usually really needed to worry about. But now, guess what? You need to. So let's get back to it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Well, here's what I want to do. We're going to do something we haven't done before. I'm going to put you on a timer. I'm going to give you 60 seconds. 60 seconds to say exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers need to do, in your opinion, to either fix the season or scrap the season. What changes you want to see. Okay. 60 seconds to get it all out. Okay. You've got 60 seconds to remedy the Steelers' problems. Are you ready to do that?
No, but let's do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 60 seconds starting now.
All right. I'm remedying the Pittsburgh Steelers season. I'm on the clock here, as you can see.
You're on the clock.
Here's what I'm doing. First thing, Matt Canada, it's been nice knowing you. Get your stuff and get out of this building. We don't want to see your face again. Teryl Austin, nice knowing you as well. You seem like a super good dude, but we're letting you go. Hey, Brian Flores, guess what? You just got a job promotion. Kenny Pickett, this is what we're doing. We're putting you in a position to win football games. Najee, let's go ahead and have you take a seat for a little while. Let's go ahead and just let you rest. Let's get your mind right. Hey, Jalen, show us what you got. And then let's go ahead and just lose out the rest of the year so we can have a really, really nice top draft pick.
60 seconds. 60 seconds.
That's it. All right.
That's it.
All right.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
That's what I'm doing. I'm letting because I think Najee's pressing. I think he wants to impress. I think he wants to turn every play into a home run. And he's never been that guy, which I don't understand why he's trying to be that guy. Like, he was never that guy in college. He was the bruiser. Yeah. He was the guy that could run it up the field, get you 10, 12 yards, but he wasn't going to break it for 60 yards. I think as long as running college, probably was 30 yards, 40 yards, maybe.
No, just
I don't even know if
between
the
tackles and just wear down that defense.
Do that. He caught a pass yesterday, and he made up for it, but he caught a pass where it was 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, and they threw just a little another bubble, of course. But he catches it. He's kind of the outlet. He's kind of the relief. They throw it to him, and instead of just putting his head down and just running straight forward, which he clearly would have had, he was literally dancing side to side, and the guys just come up and tackled him. Like, dude, you're not that guy. Now, the very next play, of course, same thing. It was 4th down. They actually did another little swing pass, and, great catch, and puts his head down and runs. Actually tried to hurdle a guy right on the sideline, which I have no idea where he thought he was going to go. But again, just trying to do too much. Like, just calm him down, set him down, let him relax, let him just, dude, you don't have to be everything. Like, he's trying to be this team leader, and you don't have to be this guy. So,
well, All right. So we just had a 10 or 15 minute long rant about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we've solved their problems.
Sure. Fire everybody.
Yeah. I don't know that they're going to take your advice. But
no, you know what is going to be the exact same thing. The standard is the standard, says Mike Tomlin, and the standard is we suck, apparently. So nobody can be held accountable. It's not one man's fault. It's not, it's not Matt Canada's fault, even though this is 2 straight years of just garbage. But
you haven't seen it work with him. You just haven't seen it work with Matt Canada.
No, not even a little bit.
And no signs that it's going to start working. To be honest with you,
they did have a nice little swing around to Chase Claypool, who on the goal line, again another 1 yard, and he takes it like they were gonna run it, and he's left-handed, so he's coming around onto that side of the field and was able to pull up and throw it for a touchdown to the other Watt, who again I have no idea why he's on the team except for his brother's on the team, because we don't ever use him as a fullback. We got a fullback that we're paying $2 million a year to, who doesn't play fullback apparently. So
just to keep TJ happy.
I don't know. I guess this is what it is. So
yeah.
All right.
Well, there you go. So Pittsburgh Steelers, you are officially off the clock. And as painful as that was, I think you've diagnosed most of what is needed for that team to improve. Whether they take your advice or not, at least you've certainly been willing to give it to them.
Hey, so that's all you can do. You put it out there. You either take it or you don't.
That's it.